Good morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Thursday. It's March 26, 2026 today. I hope you're enjoying your Thursday and that you are safe and healthy. Hope your family is also safe and healthy and that the needs of you and your family in terms of food, shelter, clothing, as well as health are being met today. Blessings upon those that work in the area of health, who work along with first responders who every day are doing their best to save lives, even at the risk of their own. Those that pick up garbage to keep our places and towns clean. Those that make deliveries for our convenience. Double blessings on the men and women trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover teenagers and children, victims of child molestation and pedophilia. Those that are out here trying to help the people that are victims of prostitution, child prostitution, pornography, child pornography, human trafficking, and sex slavery. Double curses on the perpetrators, profiteers, and perverts that create demands that cause these evil industries to exist. Finally, double blessings on the homeless. More than 700,000 men, women, children, families, senior citizens, military veterans, homeless in the United States of America. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. There's going to be a basketball game tonight in Charlotte, North Carolina. The New York Knicks will be visiting the Charlotte Hornets in Charlotte. This is going to be a tough game. The Knicks need to understand that. I know there's a lot of cliches, like we always saying, anybody can be anybody on any given night in the league, especially during the long and grueling 82-game season. But it really, tonight, this is a legit tough team. The Charlotte Hornets are probably right now one of the top three hottest teams in the NBA. Their last 15, they're 12-3. Okay, they won 5 and 6 straight couple times. They are really coming on, and the improvement in them is a couplefold. They're very similar, although not exact, but very similar to the Pelicans. The Pelicans got a healthy Zion, and they got back a healthy DeJounte Murray, along with Trey Murphy III, Herb Jones, and the rest of the crew. And then, of course, they got the two dynamic rookies, Derek Queen and Jeremiah Fears, and all of them are balling. The synergy is there, and all of them are balling right now. It's very similar with the Charlotte Hornets. Like Zion Williamson, the Charlotte Hornets drafted LaMelo Ball as the face of the franchise. He has been a problem in that he has not been available most of the time he's been in the NBA until this year. He's now healthy, okay? He's played in 62 games, okay? And I think that's the most he's probably played in since he's been in the league, maybe one other season, but he's healthy. He's averaging 20 a game. He's averaging 7 assists a game, 5 boards a game. And he is now every bit what they hoped for when they drafted him. Then in succeeding seasons, they got Brandon Miller, who's now played 55 games, 20 points a game, tremendous offensive threat, this kid. Very young still, but he's dangerous. And then Canupo, who they got. Now he's played in 71 games. He's a rookie. He's in many views of many people who will have say in this. He's the rookie of the year. Okay, now that's saying something, when you got Cooper Flag out there. But that's how good this boy has been, averaging 19 in his rookie year. Knockdown shooter. And then, of course, you got this Miles Bridges, who is a mainstay, been through a lot, but now he's a mainstay in Charlotte, been there a while. And then you got Kobe White, who they basically traded out Colin Sexton to Chicago and brought in Kobe White. They're very similar players. I don't understand it, but it's worked out for Charlotte. Apparently, White is a better fit. And so he has been averaging 16 a game. So they off the bench. So they have really upgraded. But the biggest upgrade to me, aside from LaMelo Ball, is Moussa Diabate. 6'10", rebounder, toughness, defense. And legitimately in the Dennis Rodman mold, okay? Not just saying that. This cat, he really is a rebounding defensive fool. He really, to me, his development, this is his 3rd season, I think, and he's from France, but he ain't no croissant, okay? He's from France, but he ain't no croissant. He's a real deal, hard, what we used to call hard rock. He is. So he must come from the bricks of Paris because homie come to play. So that has transformed the entire defense of the Charlotte Hornets. So that's and again, there's a couple of things when a team is maturing from a young, inexperienced team with a lot of talent into a contender. It's a long process, but you go from young and inexperienced, then you start solidifying. Things like defense start being solidified. Things like polish, to finish games. Like the other night, they're going. Herb Jones gets a technical foul in the fourth quarter. And it was a terrible move on his part to be saying anything to the ref in the fourth quarter. But it's the inexperience that showed, and especially from a Herb Jones who come in the league as, after playing 4 full years of college. He wasn't no kid, but that's what I'm talking about. So you get to a level of polish and maturity that causes you to be able to finish games. That's where the Knicks are right now. But this game is going to be tougher. And the New Orleans Saints, I'm sorry, the New Orleans Pelicans kept that game close into the fourth quarter when our assassin took over. This is why you have the assassin that is Jalen Brunson. Yes, he hogs the ball sometimes, too much, but he's here for the fourth quarter, okay? And what you want to do when you're the Knicks is keep any team in range till you get to the fourth quarter. And then you let the assassin take over. And that's what he did. That is Jalen Brunson on last week, this past Tuesday. He took over. And again, at the end of a game, teams are not as fresh as they are in the beginning of a game. The thing is about Brunson is he's a constant. He's coming at you all 48 minutes. Now, again, sometimes that constant is misapplied in holding the ball too long. But when he is coming into the fourth quarter, everybody might be a little tired, but that's when his Hall of Fame level elite footwork comes into play. And other players have done that at different positions. Akeem Olajuwon footwork was the same. Fourth quarter is when he started really showing. It wasn't like he didn't slow down or speed up. It was constant. And then come fourth quarter, when everybody's a little tired, he starts to kill you. That's Jalen Brunson. So today, the Knicks have to guard that three-point line. Canupa will kill you. And they will set him up on the weak side and have the ball in LaMelo Ball's hands. LaMelo Ball is capable of breaking through double teams on his own. Because LaMelo Ball is not only slick with the basketball, very slick, but boy is 6'7". Ain't no joke. Okay, his daddy was right about him. His brother Lonzo had potential, but the boy is in Anthony Ambulance School. And his other brother, LaMelo, LiAngelo, is not an NBA player, never was. But LaMelo, this boy is the real deal. Okay, this boy is the real deal. So he's now playing like that. He was the number 1 pick. He was the 3rd overall for Charlotte back in 2020. And now here we are in 2026, and he's putting it all together. So 6'7", he can break double teams by himself, which is huge. Because if you got a guy that can break through your double team without another person, now he's playing 3 against 5. And a guy that slick is dangerous 3 against 5, okay? And that's a problem. That's a problem. The Knicks have played teams that have done that to us before, that have broke through our double teams. That's when the Knicks are playing their worst defense, when you get somebody that can break through your double teams, and that's a problem. The goal of a double team is to get the ball out of the person that's double team's hands. You want to get it out their hands so that, they're not as much of a threat, okay? But if they could break through your double team without passing anybody, consistently. See, this was Isaiah Thomas, the Detroit Pistons out of University of Indiana, Isaiah Thomas. He could break presses and double teams with nobody helping him. Okay? And that's what made him dangerous, because now, like I said, you break through the double team, it's 3 against 5. And in NBA, all you need is 2 seconds of that basket. Not even. Basket. Okay? So we have to have strong double teams. We need McCall to really step up. I would say OG, but see, you cannot sleep on Brandon Miller. This is why the league set up the draft the way they set up. When they're not really, when I say set up, when they're not fixing it, you get a Brandon Miller, you get a Canupo, okay? And if you got a decent draft office, you're going to recognize talent, and you're going to get that. And now you're going to have the talent. Now you got to have the coaching and the organization for that talent to mix right. Finally, it's been a minute for the Charlotte Hornets. When they drafted Kemba was the last time anybody took them any kind of way seriously. They back now, okay? So here they come. As they got a winning record right now. The Charlotte Hornets are in the play-in. I mean, they are. I don't think there's anything that's going to stop them from making the play-in. I think they have clinched a play-in spot. Let me just make sure I'm not lying to y'all, but I'm pretty sure that if they haven't, they close, because right now the Charlotte Hornets are 38-34. No, they haven't clinched the play-in spot, but right now they are tied with the Magic. Actually, and they're only a half game from AC Miami. So they want this game tonight, okay? Just like we want it, because we're a half game from Boston. But right now, Miami, Charlotte, and Orlando are all battling for the AC right now. And they're all of them are snipping on the heels of 7 seed Philly. So here you go. And so they want this game. They're 34, they're 38-34. They ain't been in a winning record this late in the season. I can't even tell. I have to look it up, because I can't even tell you the last time Charlotte has been in a winning record this late in the season. Diabate is plus 13 when he's on the floor, and he starts for them at the 5. He's 6'10", similar to Jalen Duren, actually. Not a tall 5 like a Mitch Rowe. He's not as tall as that, but the athleticism, the rebounding ability, the toughness that he brings to the table. And there's been guys in the league like that in the past. But, you know, he could guard 1 through 5. He can rebound with the best of them. And that's what I mean. So he's tough. And he plays. He is not Anthony Ambulance. And so when he's on the floor, they're plus 13. That ain't no accident. That ain't no joke. So the Knicks got to come to play today. We got to come to play. Now, we got to play our game, which we will go into in a second. But I'm hoping that the referees call it even. Like, this is one of them games where you can't be trying to foul out Karl Anthony Towns and keep Diabate in the game. And I'm not going to blame Karl Anthony Towns. He's got to be aggressive and physical. That's the thing that killed me about that quote. Homeboy was trying to say Karl Anthony Towns don't like physicality. Karl Anthony Towns loves physicality. The problem is when he gets physical, he gets called for fouls, where his opponents grab him, scratch him, pull him, and don't get called. Okay? So I'm hoping they call this even. I'm not looking for them to make no mistakes, and that's what a lot of people, they act like referees don't make mistakes. They're gonna blow calls on both sides. They're gonna blow calls, okay? Even with the replay, even with the challenge, they're gonna blow calls. We just want it to be even. Like, if we get 22 foul shots, Charlotte gets 22 foul shots. It's got to be in the same range. If that's the case, okay, Cat's got to get the ball. JB's got to go off ball. Don't try to fight pressure. Charlotte now is a vastly improved defensive unit. So if you get in the paint, if you get by somebody, there's going to be somebody there. You must look for the open man. What does that mean? There's going to be opportunities for OG, offensively speaking. OG, Josh Hart, Mikal Bridges to get open looks from the three-point line. Jordan Clarkson, because there's no Deuce now, but they got Deuce slated to come back for April 1st, which is next week, next Tuesday. They got Landry Shamet scheduled to come back for Sunday. So we'll get them, but we don't have them tonight. Okay. We got Alvarado. We got Jordan Clarkson. And if need be, we got Tyler Coley. Alvarado, Clarkson, they could get in the lane at will. They got to do that. Clarkson, tremendous, bad shot. Clyde calls him a tremendous bad shot shooter. Yes, he is. Got to do his thing. Of course, JB's got to be off ball. Don't try to fight the pressure. Get off ball, Get up the court, butts up the court, go through the series of picks that you know that Brown gonna have for him. Get the ball off the pass. Do your thing. Okay, that's that. Rebounding the basketball. Now, Karl-Anthony Towns should have the ball offensively. It should start with him. And remember, I think I talked about this months ago. They need to give him the ball. Many of you are like, he needs to be on the block. No, I told you, he needs to be on the top of the key. Because when he holds that ball above his head, he can pick a defense apart. And that's what Coach Brown came out with the other day. Yeah, we wanted to give him the ball at the top of the key. Oh, no kidding. Because ain't nobody in the NBA could guard him. Even Diabata. Nobody could guard him. So nobody can lock him up. You better double team him or he's going to kill you. So we got our own version of that right now. So he needs to have the ball. Okay? McCall, you ain't got to tell McCall to move without the ball. He does it. That's part of his game. Many of y'all don't understand this game. Just looking at stats. Well, why ain't he scoring 20 like certain Stephen A. Stupids? But no. He needs the ball to move to be effective because he is moving. And I believe now the Knicks at this stage of the season have figured that out. Okay? McCall needs to guard LaMelo Ball. And I'm just, this is not like, I'm not saying this is a casual, easy thing to do. This cat is now tough to guard because he's healthy and his team is balling and they're all playing defense. He has got to guard him. It's going to be a tough assignment. He's going to get, look, don't be surprised if LaMelo does him up a little bit. But overall, we would like to see a DeJounte Murray type game, like 2 for 12. Okay? Although LaMelo is much slicker than DeJounte. LaMelo, for his credit, is pass first. He's not score first. He's pass first. Move without the ball, pass first. Get it back and score pass first. It's not going to be easy. We need Brandon Miller to be guarded. And, of course, Knuppel. Now, the other three guys, that is JB, Josh Hart, and who else will be starting now? JB, Josh Hart, Cat, right? So Cat's going to guard Diabate. Okay? So you're going to have McCall guarding LaMelo. You're going to have JB guarding Miller. So Hart's going to be left with Knuppel. Now, the thing about Knuppel is, again, weak side. So a guy that's an elite shooter, even as a rookie, is an elite shooter. He don't need much room to splash a three on you, especially from the short corner. Josh has got to fade toward that corner, even to the point of leaving the lane unguarded from the weak side. The Knicks got to just do a better job with Cat and whoever's on the strong side of guarding that player, which is going to be Ball most of the time on the strong side. The ball is going to move quickly. This is the league, and this is what many people, again, don't get. In the NBA, the ball goes from the strong side to the weak side quicker than in any league in the planet. Okay, quicker than the NCAA, quicker than high school, quicker than Europe. The ball moves extremely quickly in the league because you got very athletic players that are very quick and very talented, and their reflexes are on a higher level. So that ball's going to get to Knuppel fast, which is why Hart or Brunson, okay, they got to be ready. They got to be close. Don't get sucked down from the weak side into the bottom of the court. And then Karl-Anthony Towns, he has improved on defense. We all see that. He has. But again, this is the league, and even Karl-Anthony Towns in parts of every game, that ball moves so fast. You'll see him. He's stuck in the middle of the floor, guarding space, don't even know where everything's going on, and then the other team gets a wide open shot because the ball moves very quickly. It's very difficult to play a high level of defense in the NBA. It's not easy. You got to be good. Just why when I scouting players, I'm looking to see what they do on defense. Most people looking to see how they score. Not me. I'm looking to see what they do defensively. Some people see somebody scoring college, we got to go draft him, and don't know the game. You can't win if you can't play. Again, no defense, no bueno. So they got to be ready defensively, okay? And it's not easy. That's why when you see somebody that could do it, you need to grab that guy, okay? Even if they can't shoot too much. And I've seen guys get drafted that can't shoot, but could lock down on defensive end. And if you lock down defensive end and you bring a motor, you can play in the league, okay? It's not easy. That's the toughest thing to do in the league, is to be a lockdown defender. Toughest thing to do. Because you got to see everything before it happens. You got to understand, and you got to be there. That's not easy now. Cat has done a tremendously better job at that, but he's got to do better. And the thing is, the positive is, Diabate, right? Okay. You could leave him open. Okay, you could leave him open from the three-point line. I mean, his career, he's a 20% shooter. Now, right now, he's shooting 50% from the three-point line. But I honestly ain't worried about him from the three-point line. So in this instance, Cat is very good. Cat is very good at sinking down to help and leaving that three-point shooter open. It does bite us in the butt when somebody can hit the three. But this Cat Diabate, I'm not as concerned, honestly. I'm just not as concerned with him shooting from three. I'm just not. And you know, everybody else in that Charlotte Hornet unit, they can. And you got to guard all of them, okay? But I am not worried about Diabate. I'm not. So he could shoot 50% this year, but I'm telling you, let me just look at this stat here. He throws up as far as shooting. Now, how much he throws? Let me see here. He throws up. Well, shoot. I mean, I don't know how they got him at 50% because he don't take no threes. He must have hit 1 out of 2. Okay? So, you could guard the paint when he's in the game. You ain't got to chase him out to the three-point line, which is good because now your other 4 guys can stay with their 4 guys. Okay? But, listen. This is not going to be easy. I'm just telling you, this is going to be a hard game. We could win it. We could beat them now. We the New York Knicks. You know, we could beat them. But we got to take it seriously. It's going to be a playoff atmosphere in Charlotte tonight. Playoff atmosphere. Although we can count on Knicks fans being the majority. It's one of them NBA games where it's MSG away from MSG type situations. So we're going to have the fans on our side. But it's going to be intense. It is. So we got to be ready. I like it because it's a good prep. New Orleans was a good prep for Charlotte, and Charlotte's a good prep for the playoffs. So we got to play our game. Rebound it. Low turnovers. Don't force anything. Take good shots. Guard the paint. Invade their paint. Okay? Don't force anything. Don't over dribble. Don't run out the clock trying to go one-on-one. Move that basketball. Let's get our 28 to 30 assists that we know we could get. And I think we'll be in good shape. You get them assists up, you done turned on McCall. And if McCall is turned on, I'm going to tell you, we got a high percentage chance of winning when that boy is involved. I'm just telling you. When the ball is finding him because he's moving and they're moving the ball. That's what we need to do. Okay? Play our game. Be the New York Knicks. Okay? Stay focused. Don't wait until the second half to get focused. Mr. Brunson, Mr. Hart, Mr. McCall, be focused from tip. Game starts at 7. Be ready at 6:30. Y'all enjoy the game. I know we're going to enjoy. This is going to be a good one, y'all. This is going to go into the fourth quarter. I'm going to tell you right now, it's going into the fourth quarter. But it's good. Let's get this dub. And no Deuce, no Shamit. Okay. No problem. We got enough. Mr. Clarkson, Grand Theft Alvarado, we got enough. Okay? Let's do our thing. Y'all enjoy the game tonight. Be safe. Sure.